Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I want to share with you an overview, a summary of all the Tsubasa Masuwaka produced and endorsed products that I currently own. Her Candydoll line, also her Dollywink line. I have quite a few of her products just kind of accumulated throughout probably the past year, maybe a year and a half. And I've gone through and done individual blog post reviews on every single one of these items. However, I thought since some of you guys watch or may watch my videos exclusively, I ought to put together a video summary so you guys can, just get an overview of all these products. And if you are interested, there will be a link down in the information bar below this video linking you to a review of every single one of these products that I have done with crisp, clear photographs, how they look like on my face when you wear them and such. So look down there if you're looking for further details, as this is just going to be quite a quick flash type of review summary. So first off, I do want to talk about one of my favorite things from her line, or combination of her lines. This is the Dollywink False Lash. And I have here the Otona series, which is the second line that she has put out, meant for a bit of a more sophisticated grown-up audience. And these are the number 10 Sweet Cat. I've talked about them a couple times already. I really like these for the design and the attention to detail really that goes into these lashes. They retail for about, $13 maybe to $16 for a pair of 2 lashes. If you're buying them internationally, obviously you're going to be paying a little bit more. And all of these Dollywink products, I believe, are done in collaboration with Koji Japan, the bigger cosmetic line. These are what they look like. Come with 2 pairs and a little bit of lash glue down on the bottom. I like how long they are, but despite them being so long, they still look reasonably natural, and that's really hard. That's a really hard balance to strike, I think. So for me, I do wear these quite frequently. I wear them out on dates. I wear them for kind of more special occasions, as I only have one package of the Dollywink lashes. I think that the flare design is really smart and really accentuate the eye. I like that the lashes are actually tapered at the tips. They're a bit more voluminous at the base, but definitely each hair seems like it's tapered to be very fine and very natural, fluttery looking. The base is also a clear invisible lash band, so you have easier time blending it in with your own real eyelashes. So these are fabulous, and I do recommend these. Probably more of the Otona series that's a little bit more sophisticated than the first line of lashes that she has out. Next then, we do have to talk about eyeliners. These are seen everywhere. They're very popular. Just the whole series of Tsubasa Masuwaka produced products can be seen in various Japanese magazines. If you flip open, say, I don't know, maybe their equivalent of Allure magazine, you'll see Reader's Choice Awards or Model's Choice Awards. And usually, if not guaranteed, one of these products will pop up in that award list or award series. So I mean, they're superbly sort of well marketed, shall we say, and lots of people have been trying them out. So myself as well, I have 3 eyeliners from her line. I have 2 of the pencil liners in black and brown, and I also have the liquid liner. So we'll talk about the pencils first. These are not my favorites. In fact, they're probably one of my least used set of pencil liners, just because they don't do much for me. Now, I never liked pencils much to begin with, but these guys, I feel like they're especially hard to use. They're not very smooth, and they're not particularly long lasting either. So I do a swatch for you right here of the brown. I do have to press quite hard to get the pigment to show. That's number 1. And number 2, I feel like the consistency of these pencils, they're not creamy enough to really glide on your eye, yet they don't have that long-lasting ability. And in fact, I find them kind of really smudgy. And they come off with the consistency of, say, oil pastel, if you're familiar with using that. The black is a little bit better for me. The brown was really patchy when you draw it onto your eyes. I do think that using them on your lower lash line, or maybe using it with an eyeliner brush smudged around the lower lash line, will be a little bit better than doing the upper lash line. I do think the brown is a really nice shade of brown. It's that great medium tone brown, not too red and not too light either, so it gives enough definition to the eyes. However, in terms of performance, just the way they apply, they're really not that great, and I wouldn't repurchase them again, the Dollywink pencil eyeliners. Then, to redeem the liners, I do think that the Dollywink liquid liner is quite a nice product here. I received this as a gift from a friend of mine, maybe, gosh, a year, possibly 2 years ago, but I didn't pop it open right when I got it, I don't think. This is one of the most popular products in the line along with the false lashes, and for good reason. This liquid liner is actually a brush style. So you see here, not felt tip bristles, but actually brush tip hairs. It's very, very fine. Now I'm not going to be able to do this very well on camera, but I'm going to try. You can get a very precise line and very thin type of line. It's not quite so good for thicker lines, as you'll have to spend a lot of time filling in the edges. So if you are someone that likes a big, sort of dramatic, liner look, this may not be for you for that particular purpose. However, for me, I keep this for touch-ups, for touching up the inner corner of the eye or touching up the outer flick, just to get it really nice, really sharp, super precise. This cannot be beat. This is not a very matte black type of look. I mean, the pigment is very rich and it's very deep, but it does come off a little bit shiny with a bit of a satiny sheen. So it's not a matte black liquid liner. It is, I would say, water resistant, but it isn't waterproof. So that's something to think about. But I keep this a lot in my purse for touch-ups on the go, and it's really quick and easy. Great for getting in between your false lashes and your real lashes to fill in any sparse areas that might be showing. Then, continuing with the eye products, I've got here the Dollywink Eyelash Glue, which intrigued me as I was looking for another lash glue to use. You know what? The duo just doesn't smell very good. It's very strong in terms of the scent. I mean, it's latex and all of that stuff. So I was looking into trying a different lash glue, and this one caught my eye since it's cute, it's pink, what can I say. Now this, I would say, isn't as strong as the duo. The duo does do its job and it does it very well, but it's sticky, it doesn't smell very good. This one, I believe, is also latex, but much more of a thinner consistency. If you open it right here, it has a very convenient brush tip, very fine, easy to get the product onto false lashes. This is actually quite decent if you're using it with invisible band false lashes, such as the Otona series I just showed you here. But if you are using a hard backbone type of false lashes or very heavy false lashes, I don't think this glue is really going to do it for you. It is great again for touch-ups. If your inner corner lifts off during the middle of the day, put a little bit of the glue right onto the part that lifts off and just stick it right back on without having to remove the whole strip of false lashes. So for that purpose, I do keep this in my purse, and I may or may not purchase it just because I like the tip, I like how fine it is, how easy it is to touch up. But for applying a full strip of lashes, this is really not my choice, and I would still actually stick to the duo for that purpose. Then we have here 3 more products. All right, let's go. Candydoll, the concealer. This comes from the Candydoll base product line, which includes a liquid foundation, powder foundation, a primer of sorts, and then a concealer. And I have the lighter of 2 shades, which is not really dark, to be honest. I mean, this is pale, but not pale enough for those who are actually quite fair. So I'll give you a swatch right here. That's what it looks like. Has a bit of a peachy tint actually, which is quite brightening, I think, around the face. So I don't mind the color. The color works for me. This is shade number 1. Shade number 2 is actually not all that much darker. Probably, I would say, borderline ballpark, maybe NC 30 or so, give and take. Look up swatches online if you are interested in shade number 2. But this is shade number 1, and I like it for blending seamlessly into my skin. It's not too light, so it doesn't give you raccoon eyes or anything, but however, I wouldn't recommend it specifically for dark circles. I do find it gets a little bit crepey throughout the day. The finish, once blended in, is quite of a satin look, so it blends in nicely if you're wearing foundation, but it also blends in nicely if you're just going bare face with a touch of concealer. So this is quite versatile, I find, and it's great for hiding any redness, for brightening up the face. It's quite good, I say, around any spots and blemishes that you may have. but it isn't the most long-lasting. It's long-lasting enough for me for a day-to-day basis, but not superbly long-lasting, and you know, won't hold up through sweat and rain and everything like that. So still a decent product. I think this might deserve a repurchase, the Candydoll concealer. Then here is something I don't like at all. This is the Candydoll lip gloss. Despite how cute and adorable the packaging is, how pretty the color is, and in fact I even like the opacity, and that's something I really look for when it comes to a lip gloss. It needs to have opacity and it needs to pack a punch for me. So here you are, a swatch of the color down here. This is peach orange that I have, one of the more punchier shades that they do. And I mean, these come in a variety of pinky, girly shades, some being quite sheer and a few being a bit more opaque, such as this one, peach orange. The consistency and the way it applies is very, very similar, if not identical, to the MAC lip gloss. If you love those, you're going to love the consistency of these. Very thick, a little bit gooey. But for me, the problem is that this really sinks into lip lines. If you have very wrinkly lips or lips that, you know, just are not very smooth, this is really going to accentuate that and not look very good. After about maybe 10 seconds, it's going to start to settle and sink into your lip lines, and you're going to have really wrinkly, peach color lips. So that's not cool. So I wouldn't repurchase this one again, and I will probably just skip the Candydoll lip gloss overall and stick to other things. Last thing here, my favorite. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, this won't be a surprise. This is the Candydoll blush in strawberry pink, I believe. This seems like, you know, a small little minuscule product, but it really packs a punch in a very good way. This shade, super bright, almost neon. It has a satin reflective sheen if I hold up to the light, but the shade actually looks like this. This is more true to color, and I love the texture of this blush. I would say the texture of the blush really rivals some of the high-end ones I own. For example, NARS. I sometimes compare these two together, especially since the shades are a little bit similar. This looks kind of in the same feel, looks in the same category range, I would say, as the NARS Desire blush. But obviously this is a satin finish and that's a matte blush. The pigmentation is superb. It's very sheer in texture, so you don't see powder on your face. You can wear it when you're wearing makeup. You can wear this when you're not wearing any makeup. It still looks translucent on the skin. But it does give quite good pigmentation and color payoff. You can really layer this blush. Depending on if you want to go for a natural look with a little bit of color, or if you want to really build this up, you can, and it will give you a really bright pop of pink. So I like this a lot. They do have a few shades, but more in the ranges of peaches and pinks, and they do have a few highlighting shades of a pale lavender and a pale gold, I believe, as well. So this one is very, very good. If you are going to try something from the Dollywink or Candydoll products that I've just mentioned, blush, must try. I would say the liquid liner, if you like this type of thing, must try. And my third would be the lashes for sure. So this wraps up my overview of Candydoll and Dollywink products. I haven't tried everything from the lines that she has produced, but if you have questions and comments, leave them down below. Check out the blog post where I will have links to each individual review I have done, including swatches and all of that good stuff. And if you have a favorite sort of Candydoll, Dollywink product that you have tried, leave it down below as a comment and let me know, because you know, I'm still looking forward to trying some of her other products and seeing what else is good out there. Alright, so take care of yourselves. Hope you're doing wonderful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.